Okay, so Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. This is me Mehtab Aman Mala and I'm a student at Rehan School Online Academy. So welcome to my show Inspiring Month where I will try to inspire you. And as you know that on daily basis we will do interviews, and when we will do interviews, so we have a very special guest in our studio. And today I have a very special guest in my studio and she is Miss Andrea. And today we are going to take an interview from her. So let I introduce herself. So, Miss Andrea is a travelizer in personal and professional growth, blending wisdom from a world-class mentor with her unique strategies. And like her passion lies in helping individuals reclaim their power, design their own destinies, and navigate life's changes with confidence and play on your dream and align your action with the authentic self. So let's start this interview with meet and greet session with Miss Andrea. So hello, ma'am. How are you today?
Yes, assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening. My name is Andrea Mason, your first choice, your global voice, alumna of Les Brown, and the CEO of Press Play, Plan Life According to You, LLC. Mahatab, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Walaikum assalam. Your introduction, ma'am. I can introduce yourself, but now it's your turn to introduce yourself briefly. Thank you.
Okay, so yes, my name is Andrea Mason. I am a solution specialist strategist as well as an accountability coach. What does that mean? You've got a dream, a direction, or a goal that you want to achieve. I walk beside you every step of the way as you choose to press play, plan life according to you. I help individuals go from victim to victorious through the healing power of forgiveness. And what does that mean? Forgiveness doesn't mean you have to forget. Forgiveness reminds you to heal and feel and allow you to achieve life according to you. Back to you.
That's great. Wonderful, ma'am. Thank you so very much. Okay, so yeah, what does your first choice, your global voice, signify? What thing is that, and why you choose that?
Yes, so I was speaking in Africa virtually a few years ago where they dubbed me your global voice. What does that mean? Being the voice for the voiceless. I was an orphan of an adoptee of Colombia during the cartel in South America, and I was adopted. My parents put me up for adoption at 11 months old, weighing in at only 11 pounds. I came through an adoption agency to America in the promised land. And there I decided to create my own identity through life's adversities. So I help individuals find their strength, their authenticity, and act with integrity in every aspect of their life. And I'm the first choice because what you see is what you get. No filter, no excuses, just results. Back to you.
Wonderful, ma'am. Okay, so what is the significance of being an alumna of Les Brown, and what does your how did you become a part of Les Brown's program?
Excellent question. Les Brown and I are both adoptees. We're kindred spirits. We believe our message is that of allowing others to see their potential, their greatness, as he says, within. And I began this journey when the world changed in 2020. They say hindsight is 2020, and that was what I did. I was working as a social work and psychology industries all my life, medical and wellness industries, and I felt I could do more and be more. And Les Brown had taught me to speak and utilize my voice and find the story within that we each have and teach others that through life's adversities, you have the choice to create your own identity. Back to you.
Thank you. Okay. So, what inspired you to create Fresh Play Plan in your life according to your LLC?
Yes, all my life I was bullied and abused by my peers, my coworkers, and society. I didn't fit in. I didn't look like everybody else. I had the mindset of an innovator and a creator, and a lot of other individuals were just following the herd. So I decided to take it upon myself and follow my heart and not the herd nor the hurt and create my own path. as I was getting bullied and abused in my life, shoved into lockers, thrown into trash cans, ridiculed, and made fun of, my escape route would be that of the athletic realm, American soccer, or what they say, European football. And I also delve into music. I started playing the piano at the age of 4, and I love listening to music. So those were my outskirts of playing. I decided to plan life according to me. So that's what I came up with my coaching and speaking career of sharing my story by having a jovial mindset that even though the work may be hard and difficult, you have an opportunity to make it fun. Back to you.
Okay, ma'am. So, what's your favorite song or music?
What my favorite genre of music is Latin music. Anything that can make you dance. Even, Bollywood and classical music, anything that can get your body moving that you can't sit still to. It's an energy. We are energy beings. So when your frequency is high, you just get up and dance like nobody is watching. Back to you.
Okay, that's great. So, okay. So, what lessons did you learn from the Les Brown?
Yes, two core lessons I learned from Les Brown. Number one, anything that you've gone through, pardon me, other people's opinion doesn't have to define who you are. In other words, other people's opinion doesn't have to become your reality, as he would say, paraphrased. Many times we look at media and society that we have to be a certain way, we have to dress a certain way, we have to act a certain way within our culture. But it doesn't have to define who you are. Be authentic, act with integrity. That was number one lesson. And then number two lesson, paraphrased of him, is that ask for help, not because you're weak, but because you want to have the strength and courage to learn more. This was a difficult area for me because I felt and I was taught by society and the public and being an outcast that if I asked for help, I was weak, I was vulnerable, and that I didn't know what to do. But then my mind shifted as I really took into that context. Ask for help to remain strong and not to be weak and fail. Back to you.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. So, okay, ma'am. So, like, how does your describe her journey as a coach? Like, how do you describe your journey as a coach?
My journey is amazing. I get to speak to individuals all over the world, just like yourself, and inspiring minds. I've learned that the way that the world teaches you about other continents, other regions, other cultures is only in a small amount and from their perspective. And after virtually speaking on every continent since 2020, it's not true. We all want the same things. We want to be unconditionally loved. We want to be highly respected. And most importantly, we want to be understood. And if we can keep those three principles intact, then we're on the right track and we can come together as one and make a great impact and global impact and difference. Back to you.
Okay, that's great. Uh, okay, ma'am. So, like, what does your global voice represent, basically?
My global voice represents that it doesn't matter your age, gender, religion, or background. We all were given a book of life, a book of trials, tribulations, childhood, adulthood, teenage years, and going to school and forming relationships. And my global voice is to say that, I've been there, I've done that, I understand what you're going through. And if I haven't gone through it, I welcome a connection so I can learn more and help you go through it too. Back to you.
Okay, ma'am. So, how has your impacted the personal development industry, basically?
Yes, my impact has impacted the personal development industry because I've had people say, well, if you could do it and you've overcome X, Y, and Z, why can't I? There's a famous challenge that the great Tony Robbins states. He says, ask yourself, why not you? And I remember doing this exercise and saying, well, you know, why can't I be a motivational speaker? Why can't I speak around the world? Why can't I share my story? And then on the other, so you make a list of the reasons that are blocking you, that you feel are barriers or interruptions, and then you shift it to, why not me? I'm deserving. I have a story. I want to help people. I want to have impact. And it really shifts the mindset of personal development in each individual. And that's what I do with the people that I coach, the places where I speak, and the events that I attend. Back to you.
Okay, ma'am, that's great. So, what challenges has you faced in your career, or how you overcome them?
Some of the challenges that I've experienced in my career is putting expectations and trusting others. You know, many times when you are in this industry of mental health, of wellness and empowerment, you see or attempt to see the goodness in each of us. We all have it. Some of us have gone through hardships where it's been lost or forgotten. But what I tend to do is I have the capability as an empath to really see the root cause of the genuinity as well as the authenticity and love that somebody has. So when you put that expectation on them and say that you believe they can be a certain stature and raise them standards to meet them, and they don't follow through because they don't believe in themselves, it's really hard for me to watch. You know, I walk beside them every step of the way. I don't lecture, I don't dictate, I relate. And when they don't see it, and sometimes they're not ready or want to see it because then expectations are put upon them, it's really difficult for me to see that. Back to you.
Okay, ma'am. So, let's talk about the press play plan life according to your LLC. So, first of all, explain me that, like, what is press play plan life according to your like LLC?
Yes, press play, plan life according to you is taking the pen in your own hands, learning how to be accountable, learning how to be responsible. That every chance and choice you make, you have the opportunity, but also the responsibility to say, I decided this, not to blame others, not to blame the system, not to blame society. You are the one walking the life transformational journey of your life. And so, what I do as a coach is I walk beside you. I ask you, what is it do you see in your life going forward? And then together we sit down and we construct a game plan on how to pursue that. Sometimes it may be emotional, spiritual, mental, or physical, whatever that looks like for that individual. And then what happens is they create different timelines, different achievements they want to achieve, and I walk beside them and hold them accountable. Some cases we create exercises, other cases we may meet more frequently, where other cases it's just, okay, this is what you're going to do, excellent, so what are the steps you're going to take, and I'll follow up with you to make sure you adhere to them. Because 9 times out of 10 the human being will be more likely to achieve something when they tell it to another person as well as themselves, because it's easier to just stop and quit rather than having somebody holding you accountable and seeing it, the light at the end of the tunnel. Back to you.
Okay, ma'am. So, like, why is play emphasized in the company's name, and like, what are the core values of your company?
Yes, play is embedded in the company's name because I want to have fun with you. You know, we have a lot of teachers and coaches that just tell us what to do, not understanding and where we are at that mindset, that physical aspect, or even in the emotional realm. So I meet you where you're at and we have fun. If you want to lose weight and you want to have a healthy body, we're going to make it fun. Work doesn't have to be difficult. But if you work smarter, you can play harder. You have that balance of the more you get done, the more time you have for fun. So I make it enjoyable. I let the individuals create their own exercises. Because if I'm dictating and lecturing you to do something and you're not feeling it, it's not going to be done. If I find that one's passion or the hobby or music or mindset that they enjoy, they're more equipped and willing to do it. Back to you.
Okay, ma'am. So, like, how does your help clients through press play, and like, what does like plan life according to you mean?
Plan life
Plan
according to
life
me
according
it means
to
that
means
you have a goal put in place. What does that goal look like? Is there a deadline? Is there a timeline? Is there a goal or achievement that you want to complete? Many times we are procrastinators or multitaskers. Procrastinators, we'll do it tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. And multitask is you're doing five or six things, but nothing is complete. So when I press play with my mentees, the people I coach or the people I, decide to take under my wing, we take it seriously. Dreams don't have deadlines, they create destinations. So what does the big picture look like? And what are the action steps that you're willing to take? In order to play, you have to pay, whether it's a sacrifice, an investment, a shift in lifestyle. I'm changing lives and adjusting minds to the greater positive perspective as opposed to something that's an obligation to them. Back to you.
Okay, ma'am. So let's talk about your role as a coach. So, like, what is an accountability coach, and like, how does yours serve as a solution specialist?
Yes. An accountability coach, in my definition, and what I do, is you provide the different timelines, goals, and tasks you want to achieve. You let me know all the details, why you want to do it, how you want to do it, and what's the time frame. My responsibility as a coach is to hold you accountable, to assure that you are taking the necessary steps in a timely manner at your own pace to get them done. I don't, like I said, I don't guide because I don't know what your life entails from a day to day, 24-hour basis. I don't lecture, for it's not my life to lead. And I don't, tell you what to do because I may push you outside your comfort zone. So we explore the opportunities and we create conversations that allow us to feel comfortable on what is the energy level and what are you willing to do. I can't do it for you. I don't know what happens when you wake up in the morning if you're not feeling well. Only you know that. So, as an accountability coach, we create a game plan to get the jobs done. As a solution specialist, you may come to me and say, Andrea, I'm having financial difficulty. Andrea, I'm having difficult with the work-life balance schedule. I feel like I'm constantly working and not having time for myself or my family. So you come with me to with a situation that you aren't able to solve. I will explore, we will have a discussion, and then I'll be able to strategize the steps you need to take in creating a solution. Back to you.
Okay, ma'am. So, like, you have being a best-selling international author. So, let's talk about that. So, like, what is the title of Andrea's like yours best-selling book, and like what inspired you to write this book?
Yes, I have a book. Just give me one moment. Okay. Alrighty. I have constructed this book right here, and it's called Victim to Victorious. It's a memoir or a living testimony of my life up until the present, of all the trials and tribulations I've endured as being abused and bullied all throughout my life, from childhood to adolescence to young adulthood to adulthood, in all different facets. Was it whether it's amongst my peers, my family, my friends, my coworkers, or the authority figures in my life. And what's the beauty about Victim to Victorious is the index is the blueprint that allows you to learn how to strategize on overcoming certain aspects that are mentioned in the book. And so, yes, so Les Brown did the forward to that book, and it was just absolutely amazing.
Okay, that's glad to hear. So, okay, so this book, like you have been titled this book as an Les Brown or Victim to Victorious.
Victim
Am
to
I right?
Victorious. This is my own personal book. Yes, Victim to Victorious. Correct.
Okay, that's great, and glad to hear that you have written your own book. That's great. Okay, ma'am. So, like, what inspired you to write this book?
I felt that with today's world, with all of the incidences and unfortunate occurrences with mental health, that I had to share my story to let people know that they were not alone. I have served over 2 decades and obtained degrees in both social work and psychology. At that time, social work and psychology, anybody who had a diagnosis, prognosis, or condition, it was taboo. It was not spoken of. It was kind of a difficulty and embarrassing stigmatism of having a mental health condition. And the times they have changed. Now everybody is willing and able to share and go for seeking counseling or help. And it's really now to the forefront. So I decided now that everybody is either seeking help, looking to understand them a little bit more, personal development, professional development, familial and relationship development, I decided that this would be the best time to put out my story going victim to victorious. I was bullied and abused my entire life, and I changed my victimization to victory as allowing myself not to turn the cheek and go the negative path of being rebellious and acting in a negative way. I decided to learn from the lessons and realize that the incidents that had occurred to me were done by individuals who either observed it, witnessed it themselves, or that's all they knew. And I was able to achieve personal freedom through the healing power of forgiveness. Back to you.
Okay, ma'am. So let's talk about the leadership and legacy. So, like, how do you define leadership, and like, how has inspired you to lead others?
Yes. Leadership legacy is really learning about who you are, having self awareness. And when you are able to define who you are and really know where you fit in this world, then you have the opportunity to become a leader. How? By learning of all that you've endured, all that you've gone through, and putting that aside and saying, hey, you know what? I've gone through grief. I've gone through anger. I've gone through abuse. Let me share with you my story and how I can help you. And they say that in most of the motivational speeches, they say that the strongest leaders lead from behind. What do I mean by that is by putting yourself first to make sure you're 100% to give 100%, nothing less. But then, secondly, allowing others to share their story and you lead them by allowing them to unveil the truths, the false limiting beliefs on their own. And that's the legacy that you create of unconditional love and leadership by being aware of who you are and taking the areas of improvement and areas of strength and pouring into others. Back to you.
That's great, ma'am, and wonderful. So now explain me that, like, what future goals do you have set for your as a leader?
Yes, my future goals, as I had mentioned last week, I am really reaching out to my global familial tribe in Asia and Africa, just as Rihanna Lawala has helped me tremendously. Uh, The the just amazing eagerness to learn of Pakistan, Karachi, and Isfahabad, all those countries over there, the youth such as yourself aiming and thriving to learn. also in Africa. They are amazing to eager to learn. So my opportunity happening this Wednesday, I am hosting a free webinar for all attendees to learn more. I'll spend some quality time with them and give them opportunities where I can really help them accelerate not only in their career personally, professionally, and intellectually, and give them some opportunities to grow. That's happening this Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll send you the flyer to share with your audience. Everyone is welcome.
Okay, ma'am, that's great to hear, and I'm very excited to just see the flyer or see the videos that you shared on your inshallah on your Facebook profile. Can you share your some pictures or something like that on your Facebook profile or not?
On right now on the screen.
No, no.
Oh yeah,
After the like event.
absolutely. Yes, absolutely. I will definitely share
Oh,
them. The students of Rian Alawala have been amazing. Iraq Mikbala and Madam Ida Fawad and just Lakosh Ash in the orphanages have really given me great support. They are amazing community, and I'm so honored to be, a woman panera of women of Pakistan and even Africa. So I want to give back to you and opportunities for you to grow and make those connections here in America and globally as well.
wonderful, ma'am. Thank you so very much for giving us chance to interview you and interview like your personality. So thank you so very much. So
Yes.
yeah, let's move to next question, and it's my like second last question from you. So yeah, uh, I'm going to question about your like vision for the future. So like explain it that like what future products does you have planned or you are going to do that.
Yes, my vision for the future is really honing into educating youth and individuals who are stuck. You know, like I said, I came from an up and coming developing country where there was war, there was, the cartel of the war torn drug zone era. And I don't have any recollection or photographs of my family from Colombia, South America. So to see and empower individuals who want to thrive in their communities or their villages aren't really thriving, I want to be the opportunity to connect with the leaders of those villages and communities and say, how can we work together? How can I enhance the quality of life for the young youth such as yourself who are aspiring to inspire as well as to give back to a world in need? And this is the area where the media doesn't really tackle. They talk about the negativity, they talk about the struggle, but there's no, going back to what I do, there's no solutions. So I really want to strategize with leaders around the world and say, how can we solve this problem? What are we doing to be proactive as opposed to reactive? What are we doing to respond as opposed to react? And so some of my future projects are connecting with affiliates globally and aiming safely to travel and travel to Asia, travel to Africa, travel to Europe and South America abroad, so I can really shake the hands of those who are supportive of me and make a difference in the world. Absolutely. Back to you.
Wonderful, ma'am. Okay, so if anyone want to connect with you, so how can people connect with you? And my last question is that like how does you ensure that you will be remain relatable to your audience?
Yes. So people connect with me right here, AndreaMasons.com. But to the viewers out there, take advantage and email me, am.pressplay@yahoo.com, and put in the subject line press play and put into inspiring minds from MedTop, so I know where you are, so I can connect with you and help you. And what really continues to make me relatable is I am not about the glitz and the glam. I'm about changing lives and carrying out my legacy. I want to be profitable where I can receive enough financially, so I can travel, so I can do more for my audience. What you see is what you get. I have over 1,500 videos on YouTube. So subscribe, get my numbers up so I can give you more content, so I can share with you. Check out my YouTube channel, Andrea Mason, Victim to Victorious on YouTube. It has several different playlists of bullying, mindset, emotions, men, women, children. It has everything there in the hub for you. And my website, andreamasons.com, you can find what I'm doing, up and coming events. So I welcome your support. I wouldn't be here without you. Rian Allah Awala students and community are just absolutely amazing. Makar Irab is just amazing. And Lady Iram Fawad, thank you so much. I really appreciate your gift of time. Time should never be wasted or taken for granted. Your presence is my gift. Back to you.
Thank you so very, 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 and very much, ma'am, for being here. And it's a pleasure to having you. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I learned a lot of things from you. I enjoyed this interview a lot, and maybe you also enjoyed this interview a lot with me. So thank you so very much for being here. Thank you so very much again. And yeah, did
No,
you want to say something at the end of this
yes,
interview?
it has been an honor, privilege, and pleasure. I'm so humbled, Matabs, for reaching out. Thank you so much. You're doing an excellent job. If you need anything, let me know. And like I said, blessings. Assalamu alaikum to you and your family. Thank you so much for everything and this amazing opportunity. Continue growing and continue your success.
Thank you so very much, Miss Andrea, that you will give me motivation, and it's a pleasure to having you. Thank you so very much, ma'am, and thanks to the audience who were watching this interview. And we will meet the next episode of Inspiring Minds. Another guest, take care of yourself, and Allah Hafiz. Bye bye.